Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to Feast of Ramadan. Today I am speaking about cakes and biscuits of this feast. Unfortunately, some types of cakes and biscuits become a source of sadness and not a source of happiness. This is not related to cakes and biscuits themselves, because this is a very nice and good tradition and very high habit since long times ago. But the sadness is due to the formation of some types of cakes. Let's start about cakes and biscuits. How they are composed? How are they composed? They are composed of three main substances. Flour, number one, number two, sugar, and number three, fats. As for flour, this flour, whether this flour may be from wheat flour or maize flour, flour contains a very famous type of proteins. This amino acid is called tryptophan amino acid. And this tryptophan, once we eat these cakes and biscuits, passes through blood to stimulate the brain to secrete certain substance which is called serotonin, and this substance returns back to blood. And this is very important to any person for many reasons. Number one, it causes increase the threshold of pain. And the number two, it causes quietness for the person in order to be quiet and calm. This is the first component of our biscuits and cakes, which is flour. The second component is sugar. And once we eat sugar in cakes, we find sugar passes in blood and stimulates the pancreas to secrete insulin. And this insulin promotes and helps and increases the entrance of the amino acid tryptophan inside the brain in order to let the brain secrete serotonin more quickly, which is responsible, as I have said, for quietness of the person from a certain point and for decreasing the pain from second point. The third component of cakes and biscuits is fatty acids or fats. And fats are present in two main components. The first component or first type of fats, which is saturated fatty acids, which are present as solid in the normal room temperature. And these saturated fatty acids are very important because they may be caused maybe as a source of energy. This is number one. And also they can help absorption of certain types of vitamins, as vitamin A and vitamin D and vitamin E and vitamin K. This is number two. Also number three, fats are very important in order to in the composition of nervous system and most of the nerves. This is the first type of fats, which is saturated fatty acid. And the second type of fats is the unsaturated fatty acids, which are present in the liquid state in the normal temperature, in the normal room temperature. And these unsaturated fatty acids, such as different types of oils, olive oil or cotton oil and so on, these unsaturated fatty acids are very important because, number one, they are considered to be as a source of energy. Also, number two, they are responsible for prevention of precipitation of low density triglycerides on the walls of arteries, veins, and capillaries, and accordingly, they prevent cardiac infarction, they prevent cardiac ischemia, they prevent hypertension, and also they prevent brain hemorrhage and accordingly hemiplegic cases. So, dear colleagues, we can say that the third composition is the fats. In order to make our cakes and biscuits, there is a ratio between the saturated fatty acids and the unsaturated fatty acids. Try to make your cakes and biscuits, and the ratio is 1 to 2. 1 saturated fatty acids and 2 unsaturated fatty acids. This is the first part of my speech, which is composition of cakes and biscuits. The second part is how to make our cakes and biscuits delicious. This is very important by giving and by putting what is known as order of cakes and biscuits, or ريحة الكعك in Arabic. This order of cakes and biscuits is composed of 7 parts or 7 planets. These are كافورة number 1, كبابة صيني number 2, خميرة العرب number 3, also قرفة number 4, قرنفل number 5, حلبة number 6, and محلب number 7. These 7 components, if I have put in our cakes and biscuits, they help to increase many important parts. Number 1, they make the cakes and biscuits delicious. Number 2, they increase the appetite. Number 3, they helps promote secretions, gastric secretions and sinus secretions, which are important for digestion of the cakes and biscuits. Number 4, they prevent distension of the intestine and the ability of being unstable. Also, number 5, they are important to increase acidity. These 7 components, which are order of cakes and biscuits, or in Arabic ريحة الكعك, are very important for these reasons. Also, I can say, if I put these together, I can make these biscuits and cakes very delicious and become very important for us for eating. So, in brief, I can say, in order to have a very nice cakes and biscuits, you have at first decrease amount of fat in your cakes and biscuits with a given ratio, which is saturated fatty acids to unsaturated 1 to 2. Number 2, try to decrease amount of sugars in your cakes and biscuits. Number 3, you have to decrease the amount also of flour by a certain amount. Also, try to be away from those cakes which are formed from saturated fatty acids, such as PT4 or غريبة. These cakes are highly saturated, and they can affect our livers and affect our digestion. So decrease as more as you can in order to be able to take these new types. So in brief, we have to decrease the amount of saturated fatty acids and unsaturated fatty acids. Also try to decrease the amount of flour. Also try to decrease the amount of sugars. This, by making and by giving order of cakes and biscuits, you can make a very nice biscuits and cakes, and can be this very important to be more delicious, more important, and having a nice appetite. Lastly, congratulations for Feast of Ramadan. Thank you.